Hey, hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to another episode of Within the Cauldron. Tonight, I have some friends with me, and we will be talking about the women in the craft and probably so much more. We will also be taking any kind of questions you may have. So, my spirit sister, Willow, hi.
Marry me. Hello.
Hi, and my spirit sister, Medium Red.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see you tonight.
And all the way from Scotland, we have my spirit sister, Drew. Hi, Drew.
Hi,
Bless
Drew.
Scotland, everybody.
So, how's everybody doing tonight?
Good. How are you doing?
Good.
Not bad, not
Good.
bad. So, one thing you three have in common is that you do investigations for paranormal. So, can you just take a couple of minutes out? We can start with Willow and just go clockwise, and give me just a couple of minutes of the name of your team and where you're at and everything. Willow?
Okay, then. So, my team is PWI Spiritual Investigators. I am in the UK. We go out to all places like churchyards, we go to woodlands, we go to buildings, we do things at people's houses and stuff if they're needing help and stuff. So, I, the paranormal for me is something that's really, really passionate and something that I'm very connected to, and so is my team. Very loyal and dedicated team. And most of the time at the minute, I do it quite solo. I like to do a lot on my own at the minute as well. I've been doing a lot of that. So, and just about to get back into it because obviously over in the UK, it's been really cold. So, yeah, look out for some more paranormal with me, guys. It will be coming very soon.
Yay!
I'm medium red, and I'm out of Scottsdale. And you'll have to bear with me. I am drinking some hot tea because I have a sinus infection, so I'm losing my voice, unfortunately, but it should last me. I am with K Hall Crew as well as Mackinville Paranormal. And like Willow, we go to residential investigations. We will also do graveyards. One of the things that we do like to do is also do investigations on buildings that have not been investigated before. So maybe more like a virgin kind of a building, so to speak, so you can get some pure energy and pure entities in there. So, and do readings, medium. So, yes. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for being here.
Well, hello, everybody. My name is Andrina. My friends do call me Drew. My team is Drew's Paranormal Vlog, and I'm based in Scotland. But typically, I'm based around the UK, to be honest with you. I go to all different places. I am a lone wolf, I'm afraid. I do everything on my own. I can manage to talk some of my family into coming with me to hold cameras and things, then that's always good. But typically, I do things myself. I make my own protection oils, my own protection pouches. Always call upon my wolf Timber to come with me. Yeah, so Scotland is my foreground, I'm afraid. Though I'll do castles, so everybody you'll see a lot of castles in my videos, a lot of old churchyards, cemeteries. I also have an old abbey and things that I go to. Yeah, a lot of interesting places around my area. And guys, I do it myself. There is nobody around here ghost hunts, so all the spirits are mine.
Oh, nice.
I think that's okay. That's good. I'd be kind of scared to do my by myself, maybe, but I don't know. Maybe not. So,
I go when it's light and then turn into dark, so
oh,
you can get the both worlds. So and then you can walk
Yeah.
away pretty quick.
speaking of cemeteries, because I know it's you and Medium Red mentioned it. Willow and I will be doing a segment on Friday about all things cemeteries,
Oh,
uh,
how nice.
histories, symbols on the tombstones. And so it should be pretty interesting. I'm kind of excited
Right,
about it.
right.
Can't wait to hear it.
I
That's
know.
great.
I can't
One
wait
of
It's
my
to.
going to be really cool.
guys, one of my guys come for the most famous graveyard in the whole of the world, which is Greyfriars in Edinburgh. I have got a connection to Mr. Mackenzie, who is the shadow man of the cemetery, who a lot of people are scared of. But because I was nice to Mr. Mackenzie on my very first investigation there, he's chose to be my protector, and he does show himself sometimes to people when I get scared and things. So through my videos, I've came across that, and other people have commented on it. So yeah, I've discovered that through a lot, that Mr. Mackenzie is one of my guides, which I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, to be honest.
It sounds interesting, though.
Yeah.
So, there's so many new people that wants to come to the craft. And some of them gets lost because they think they hear all kinds of other witches that would say, oh, you need to buy this, you need to get this, and it gets pretty expensive at times. So with supplies, I know I used to, I bought some supplies and then I started making my own. So what kind of supplies do you guys make your own and do you guys buy?
Willow, do you want to go?
Yeah.
Well, for me, I do get my herbs and stuff because over here, like, it's quite hard to grow it because of the weather. So I do buy my herbs and stuff, but I buy them from like witchy shops and places where it's known for them to sell herbs and for a spiritual practice and for witch practices, which are not really that expensive, and you can get it in bulk. So I do kind of do that stuff, but I am starting to like make my own oils and things like that for different reasons, because obviously anyone coming to the craft, one of the things that we really do like to use is like your oils and your herbs to be able to put into certain spells and rituals and things like that. To be honest, a lot of it as well is like spirit water, and it's really, really interesting to do that moon water. So it's not, a lot of the stuff I do at home, I'll charge my herbs myself, I'll charge my moon waters myself. Yeah, I've bought things that go on my altar. I've got like my wands and things like that, but none of it's been really expensive. You don't have to pay thousands of pounds to be able to be a witch, and not everybody has to buy anything at all. You could just find things that are in your home that would be just as good to you. So don't think you need to be buying loads of money worths of things to be a witch. You can just be yourself, and remember, your magic is in you.
Yeah, that is correct.
Mm-hmm.
We all love magic. Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Any of you other ladies have anything to say to add to that?
Drew, do you want to go?
I'll let you go first, Medium Red. Why knock the routine down?
You are clockwise going. I like Willow. I'll do things on my own, like my water. I can charge myself. There are, for the paranormal part of what I do, there's apps on the phone that you can download. Most of them are free, so you can utilize those. So it's not very costly. I've got, like Willow, I've got a great little place that I like to go to that has herbs. It has the oils, it has the crystals. I'm heavily into crystals. I'm not wearing one right now, but usually when I'm on investigations, I'll wear either obsidian or tourmaline to protect myself. I do have my aquamarine on today to be calm and cool. And so, yeah, there she goes. Sherry's got hers. But yeah, it doesn't have to be expensive at all. And of course, I do have some equipment, cameras and things like that I have invested in for investigations as well. But you don't really, just like Willow said, you really don't need to invest in a lot of things. You can do a lot of things at home too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah, and guys, you can always use your phone for investigations to start off with. Most smartphones these days are really great cameras. A lot of them are better than the real cameras, to be fair. So but the same, I've made my own oils, guys, and I didn't always start that way. I started off with Witchy boxes, which was subscription boxes off of Freya's Cauldron. I started that way that I knew everything I was buying was trusted and made by another witch. And then slowly by slowly, through different teachings, I learned how to make my own. And yeah, you do have to invest money to make your own things, but it
Mhm.
works out a lot more in the long run. And if you
Mhm.
can make some protection oils, some protection pouches, maybe sell them to other teams and things, you make your money back and just keep reinvesting. Maybe you've made £5, reinvest that in some more herbs. That's the way I started, and now I've got a full big cabinet of herbs. It doesn't have to be expensive. If you find things in bulk, as Sister Willow says, then it really does make the cost come down.
Mhm.
And swap things with other witches as well. Find witches on Facebook that you can swap things with. There's
Yeah.
loads of ways to do things that doesn't cost money. You know, yeah, I would advise to swap things and things. Just start off small. Find out what herbs that you can start off with. Your main herbs, your rosemary, your sage, different
Mhm.
things like that that you're going to need, and then start off with 5 main herbs and then just build up for there. Is my best advice. But yeah, no, we didn't get to where we are today. We going out and buying everything at once. It takes time to build things up. So I would just start
Yeah.
small, and maybe you can save money on one thing. You can buy a little bit more expensive on another. It's really just watching your pennies and
Yeah.
shopping around and things, and
Mhm.
swapping with other witches is my best advice. Willow and I, we exchange things all the time. I'll go see her, take her some gifts, and she'll give me gifts and things, and they're
Mhm.
very valued because you know it's your sister that's made it and things.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Foliaging,
Yeah.
foliaging.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I do that a lot
Exactly.
as well. I foliage
Yeah.
Well,
and things.
well,
Just
Yeah.
you don't need to be loads to look like a witch, guys. Believe
No,
me.
no, you can be, and you can even go to the Dollar Tree that we
Yeah.
have over here, or a dollar store,
Hmm.
and you can make your own thing. Just use your imagination. You know, because it to be a witch, it doesn't have to cost anything, and so many people are so they have so much misunderstanding about supplies and everything. But another thing that I get asked a lot is a lot of people, they're so busy. Today's society, we have to work long hours sometimes. Sometimes we're a
Hmm.
single parent. And I know a lot of people says, how do you find time to worship? You know, and I have told my folks, you can worship anytime. You don't need to go outside or have a family circle or anything. If you can, that's great. So, what would you tell some of your friends or students how to worship?
I'd say that worship when you feel that you need to worship. They will call you when they want you to worship. The first thing when I get up in the morning, I always like to go and turn my altar on and play homage and say thank you for being here and for my life, showing my appreciation. Through I'll ask them if there's anything that they want me to do for the day. Through the day, if I get them coming forward to me saying if there's anything that I need to be doing and stuff, I'll go back to my altar, relight my altar. My most favorite time to actually do any spell work or do any sort of homage to my dice is at between 1 and 4 in the morning, because that's when it's most still and most quiet, and it's when you get your most connection. So you really don't have to have a set structure. As long as each day you show your homage and you ask them what they want, and they're normally really, really easy going with you, and they'll connect. Just make sure that at least once a day you
Mhm.
show them that your heart's there and you're ready to do whatever you need. Sometimes it just comes to you naturally to do things. So just go with your gut instinct. That's a lot about witchcraft. It's what you feel and what you sense when they bring it through. Obviously, I'm gifted and I have abilities and stuff like medium red down there. So a lot for me, it's really easy to connect with them because I have spirit and that talk to me all the time. So just generally when you feel, but obviously always make sure that each day you pay a little bit of homage to your deities and stuff like that. So that's what I can say to you.
I agree. I usually do my meditation before I go to bed at night because that also helps me collect my thoughts from the day and kind of analyze and see what I've done and what I need to progress on for myself or for clients in the next day. So I usually will do the meditation just before I go to sleep because I'm the calmest and I'm ready and preparing for bedtime. So that helps me relax and think more. So, and again, being grateful, same thing that, Willow's saying, is being essentially making sure that I say thank you and I'm blessed for what I had for today, and keeping the negative out of it, making it positive and spinning it more towards what will be positive for the next day. So
Right.
I generally will do that just before bedtime.
Yeah.
For me, guys, I'll come and go with my practice a lot, lighting altars and things. I try to light my altar every day. I used to always light my altar every day before I was working. Now that I'm working, I'm finding that most of the time I'm having to pay homage just with myself without lighting an altar and things. When I'm really busy, I'll just take 5 minutes out of my day to say thank you. Usually when I'm walking over from work at night and I can see the moon in the sky, I'll pay homage to the goddess there and then. That's because I know that I'm not got the time to light an altar right now and do maybe little rituals to show my honour to them. But the days off, like I said just now, I'm off for 4 days to work. So within that 4 days, I will find time to reset my altar and do little things. But that is because I've built up the relationship with my deities, and they know that you've not got time, guys, as well. So do not put yourself under pressure. At first, when I started, I had 3 altars, 4 altars, and I was lighting them up all the time and buying little things for them. And the more that you get into your practice, the more you realize, yes, that's good. And it makes you feel really good. And it also makes your deities and things really good. But it really isn't needed. The connection is between you and them. So if you can take 5 minutes out your day just to appreciate them, to appreciate the energy, to appreciate just being a witch and having the abilities and things that they give you, just to say thank you for your path. Even if it's once a week that you can manage to do that, it really does help. And just
Mhm.
keep the relationship between you. Your guides and things are always with you, remember that. So you can talk to them at any point in time with your deities and things. Yes, try and light your altars and things up. Give them their water, their little bit of bread, fruit, or anything that you're called to give. Light their candles. That is all great. But don't put yourself under pressure to do it, because really all they want is the connection with you.
Absolutely. Yeah. I always tell everybody, if someone can go to church and sit for maybe an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, you can do that with the goddess too.
Mhm.
If you can't do 1 or 2 hours like once a week, split your time up, 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there. It's the beauty, I think, of our path is that it's all around us. Everywhere
Yes.
we look, you see the Lord, you see the lady. So that's just one good thing that I like about the path, because it's all around us.
Yeah.
Um, for God and goddesses, because a lot of people says, well, do I need a goddess to worship? Or can I just call her a goddess? So what do you guys think about that? Can someone just call somebody goddess, or do you think they really need a name?
Everybody is completely different. I do call out to my deities and my gods and goddesses directly, but you don't have to. Sometimes I'll just go my god, my goddess. If I don't feel to, I'll just say, could you please come forth, and
Yeah.
things like that. You really don't have to call out their name. Just unless it's a particular like ritual that you're doing with a particular deity, then it's different. But when you're just trying to talk to them and things, you could just say God, goddess, please come forward. Same with like the moon and things like that. So you don't have to. Only when you're doing really important things that you actually really have to call out on them. Some people don't even use gods and goddesses. They'll do their homage to Mother Earth, Mother Nature, and they do it to the universe. Everybody's different. So
Yeah.
go with what you feel, and do your research and your studying first as well to make sure that you understand how things go, guys.
And that's kind of like what I do, is I basically doing the same thing that you're talking about with Mother Earth, the sun, the moon. I do the same thing, and I generalize and will call out to them. But again, if it is something specific, then I would do that, exactly what you were saying too. So
Yeah.
I think we're all kind of like in the same kind of path here.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Remember, everything is energy. So you can conjure that energy at any point in time. I could sit here right now and conjure the goddess energy, the god energy, and then it's everything is energy and representation of that energy on your altar and things. So if you have always that in mind, then you're never going to go far wrong. If you can even, for example, sit when you're walking through a woodland, that is the best time to connect to the energies.
Mm-hmm.
Just do your little ritual then as you're walking. I've got a local woodland here where I walk just about every couple of days through to get to my local town. So when I'm walking through there, I feel the energies around me really good there. So when you're doing that, that's a great time to connect and feel the energy, and then you'll start to recognize that energy when it's around you. So everything is to do with how you feel and what you put into it. So if you start recognizing the little energies and things, then you're going to know pretty quick who's who and what you want to work with and things, because you'll feel out different energies. I started off working with Bridget, and now I'm on to Hecate. So all the goddesses will call out to you at different times. It's just if you're open enough to hear them calling you. And also you can call upon them as well for different things. So everything is what you want it to be. If you put too much thought into it, then it's going to be too much for you. Do
It'd
what
be
you feel.
overwhelming.
Yeah, just do what you feel, and
Yeah.
testing the water with things is my best advice.
Yeah.
That's how I started.
And then Witch Master put something in the room, and that's what we was all explaining. That obviously we'll call out to just gods, goddesses, the Mother Earth, Mother Nature, the sun, the
Yeah.
moon.
Yeah.
Obviously, on certain seasons and holidays, on certain spells and rituals, we will
Right.
call out to the gods and goddesses that are attached to that. So yeah,
Oh,
My
yes,
best spell
definitely.
work is when the moon's half and half, because I always
yeah.
feel that you get
I
your
always
male
do god and
energy.
goddess.
Yeah.
Another question that I would get sometimes too is some people would say, "Well, I'm not very good at tarot cards or any kind of divination." Do you think you have to do divination to be a witch?
No.
Right.
No, every witch is different. There are witches that just do spell work. There are witches that work with just particularly like nature or the universe and things. You've got witches that do divination, like myself,
Yeah.
Sister Drew, and lovely medium there as well.
Mhm.
And sister over here, Gypsy.
Mhm.
Everybody's different. Every witch is different. Nobody's supposed to be the same, and we've all got
Right.
different abilities, and we use them in different ways. So don't be worried if you can't do divination or anything like that.
Yeah,
It's not
do
a big
you?
thing. May
Right.
just not be your path.
My dog's
So
barking.
Right.
Yes, I definitely agree, because I always tell people, sometimes you just don't have the knack for it, and it's okay. You don't have to, you know. I think being a witch is just with yourself. You
just
don't need
being
all these fancy stuff to make you who you are or anything. I know some people who are handicapped and can't, get out because maybe they're bedridden or something, but they want to worship. And I would
Mhm.
just tell them, go, just worship in your bed.
Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly.
you don't have to get up to do it. They'll
Right.
they'll come to you wherever you are. You could be
Yeah.
sitting on the
Yeah.
toilet or just sitting outside doing your gardening and just
Right.
talking
Right
from
now,
there.
I'm
That's what
doing it
you
a
said.
lot.
It's just
You know,
walking
Yeah,
around.
Mhm.
right now
I
I'm
wouldn't
doing
suggest doing it on your
something.
toilet. I was just making, for instance, that was a little jokey thing, but you can
Well, that's
anywhere,
where I
in the
first
bath,
met.
Well,
you know.
I have a story on that.
I've done it in my
Yeah.
bath, just sitting in my bath, like laying there, and just like start talking to
Yeah.
you. It doesn't matter.
I
They're not
have
going to be like offended by the way you look. They're used to seeing all types of
we have a friend that was they was going to pull the plug on him, and so was doing a passing over. I had to work, so I just went to the toilet. I did my little thing, said my passing for him and everything. I was done in 5 minutes. So
Yeah.
not the best place to do something, but you know what?
no.
You got to do what you got to do sometimes.
I laugh at that,
Yeah.
but
You get there.
I do my red negative energy pull in positive energy in the toilet. See, when I'm running the water, obviously negativity will go, positivity will stay, and I whirl my hand around the water.
Yeah.
I always do that
Water
every
ritual.
time I wash my face or something in the sink. I
Yes.
fill it up, and when I'm running the water away, I say positivity will come into my life, negativity will leave. I do it every time, guys.
Yeah. And it's still effective, you know. A lot of people think, well, how is that effective? Well, it's effectiveness is not when you
Individualize.
you are the person who are doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So your
You're the
attention
power.
and everything. So if you intend to do something, it's going to happen, you know.
And yes, it is real stuff what we do. It is
Yeah.
real. It's all
And
about
water
the
is such a
magic
great
that's held
conduit.
within us. You know,
See,
it
let's
is.
go over here. We have um Ernie here. Said, "What is the Ouija?" I'm sure you meant the Ouija board.
Ouija
Mm,
board, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, Ouija board is a part of a divination tool. I myself have used it several times. I'm really not afraid of it. I never had any bad experience, but that doesn't mean that somebody else will have a good experience or not. Um,
Hmm.
I think it just depends how you protect yourself and protect the board.
Exactly. Exactly. I was just going to say the same thing. You nailed it. Yep.
Yeah. Do you use a lot of Ouija boards in your investigations, Medium Red?
You know, we haven't. We've been wanting to. And it I've got mixed reviews on both ends as to some want to and some don't because they believe it's evil. But like you, I've never had any negative
Right.
things come out of it. I also feel like if you don't know what you're doing, potentially you are going to get a negative experience.
Mm-hmm.
So I always like to caution on the, err on the side of caution and trust your gut instinct and your intuition on it to
Mm-hmm.
make sure before you actually go into it and do it. But I do want to do it on an investigation just to kind of see what we would get response wise. Particularly, we have a cemetery that we've gone to before that I would love to do it there to kind of get more information from the spirits to see. I think it's a great communication tool.
I think it does help a lot. I've been on investigations with a friend of mine, and yeah, and she got better results with it when she went there and than she did the first time. So, do Willow and Drew, do you both use the Ouija board anyway?
My guide's blocked it. The minute I try it, my guide's blocked it. I did try it at first when I started to do paranormal, and it started to go all jubbly. It just went everywhere when I was doing it myself. And when I
Mhm.
was asking my guides through a spirit box why the Ouija board didn't work, and I heard it come through the spirit box says your guides, so I know my guides are blocking it.
Mhm.
I don't know
For
why, but
me,
that's
I've For me, I've never really found the interest in using the Ouija board. It's really not something on my list that I want to do.
Mhm.
I see myself as enough of a tool myself, so I don't really need
Yeah,
that sort of
Yeah.
thing. Am I against it? No. Everybody has their own way of doing it, but for me, it's not
exactly.
something that I want to do it. I think that actually there is somebody that's been a bit weird, sis, in your chat.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
might need to
Yeah.
remove.
Because we are the divination, which
Hmm.
is true. We are. We can use ourselves as a
Right.
demon, and so I think what we are trying to tell anybody out there in the audience that don't feel bad if you can't use the tarot cards or if you don't want to use the Ouija board or any other divination. You are the divination, actually. Just open up your mind, your third eye, and you can hear things and see things. Um, for spells, now I know a lot of people who do a lot of spells, and some who doesn't. I'm the type of person I don't do spells for everything because if something bad happened to me, I'm not going to blame somebody at that moment. You know, I do a checklist. Am I doing this to myself, maybe? Karma? Now, how do you guys, I mean, do you just like, okay, I'm going to do a spell, or you don't, or do you do return to sender spell, or?
I do spells, but it's not something I do all the time. Sometimes it is just speaking to them. I do like spells like luck, guidance. If somebody needs hope, wellness spells. If there's something that somebody's come to me and they've had something done to them, I will do a return to sender. But that's not very often. I have people really come to do that. So me, it's really normally just the basic spells and the spells that are really important. I really don't like doing spells where it's like gaining for money and trying to make somebody fall in love with you and things like that. I believe that everything is natural and it will happen if it's supposed to happen. So I just do things to help people along, wellness spells and stuff like that as well. Obviously, if there's people in my family that are not well, or if they've got things going on with them, then yeah, obviously I'll get there and I'll make a spell just to put that energy in. But you really don't have that. You hear all these stories that you have to be up all day and you do hundreds of different spells and you do this and you don't. No, not at all.
Yeah.
Just basic as easy as it gets too complicated, in my opinion.
Yeah. Anybody else?
I agree with Willow on that too. I mean, the stuff I've done has been very basic, like a truth spell, wanting the truth to come out, or never return to sender or anything like that. But more, I've actually had more truth spells come through recently where people want the truth to come out, so we'll do that instead. But yeah, I mean, I'm still in the learning stages of this gift that I have. And so, as being a medium, I'm now, like Willow and Drew, I'm also a witch and a medium at the same time. So, I've kind of focused more on the mediumship part where, like Willow was saying, we are the shiny ghost tool. We don't really need equipment. We're the shiny ghost tool that everybody relies on, So,
I do a lot of candle magic. I find myself doing more candle magic than I do spell work. I do spell work, especially for healing. I'm a great believer in. I run my own clan as well, guys, which is like a mini coven, if you like. So I'll go in there and I'll ask them to do healing rituals and things, and they'll lock their heads together and we'll send positivity and things like that. So I more do aim work than basically sitting down and doing a spell. But I do it for clients if they ask me to. I've done a lot of unbinding spells to people where they've been binded to jobs and things that they just can't get out of. I've unbinded a lot of abusive partners to people and things like that. So I kind of stick to the more positive side of things. I don't know if I would ever do a return to sender if I was asked. I would have to know the circumstances,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what I do. I mean, if somebody asks for a protection spell, of course, I would do a protection spell for them. Somebody wants prosperity, yeah, I would do that. Job hunting, etc. Healing spells, I do a lot of healing spells.
Yeah, same with me.
Yeah, but for spells for myself, if I really need something, I would like maybe a job or something like that. If I need my own healing, otherwise. I pretty much stay away from spells altogether. Not because I'm afraid of them. It's just, you have to look at a list and see if you really need it or not. So, and also
and I
you
will
do.
say I don't use return to sender all the time, guys. I've probably done it about 3 times, and these were really, really big situations. And return to sender is not a curse or a hex or anything. It's just sending back the energy that's already been sent back to you with no harm to none. I am just going to clarify that to you.
Most definitely. I do like an eggs clean.
And I am more candles myself as well. I do like my candle magic.
Like a cleansing, basically. Yeah, exactly.
I do too.
I've done that too. More cleansings than anything else too.
Oh yeah. Patty is saying, how do you know if there is a spell I cast against you?
Changes in your life. Sometimes maybe things are not going right for you. dreams, things like that. Like if you're open and you're connected in the craft, there's always ways that your guides and stuff will let you know that something's not quite right. So I've always found that I'll either get dreams where they're showing me that something's over me, which I've not really had that very much, to be honest.
Right.
So that feelings, you may, if it's a negative thing that's been put over you, you're changing your behavior and your feelings and things may not be going right for you and stuff. But there's quite a lot of things out there that you can do to change that, guys. And it's very, very rare for people to do that to you. And if they do, it's not normally something you can't sort out. So
Right.
that's all I can say to you.
Yeah, I kind of know a little bit about that. Patty happens to be a friend of mine. So I honestly don't feel like she has a spell on her. I just think that there's been some things that have gone on that have been negative, unfortunately. But I don't feel like, and I know what she's directing it as, and I just don't feel like that is something that she has at this current moment. My intuition tells me not. Spirit guides tell me not too. So
Yeah.
You can
And
usually
know
tell.
them.
And as the sisters were saying, ask your guides. Tell your guides, sit even if you're in a meditation or just going into a meditation or a daydream. That's what I do. I daydream a lot to connect to my guides. Ask them, is there something over me? Why am I not feeling the 100%? And usually, if you'll sit and feel the way that they're out, then you'll hear the calling. They'll tell you, yeah, don't do any spell work just now. There's something just not right. If you really connect to your guides, is my best advice for everything. Just try and connect. Ask them, is there something over me? Also, as well, sage yourself. I don't sage. It's saging goes a lot, but I like white incense, sage every day in life, especially in this witchy room. I always like my white sage incense, and that just keeps me knowing your karma is good and your aura is good and things.
your aura, yeah, exactly.
Energy balanced is the most important thing. Like it's very rare for you to have a spell put over you, Patty. It is probably just that maybe just at the minute there's things not going quite right, and it's just natural. It isn't that there's something over you. It's just part of life.
And also as well, if you've got an argument and things going on with your family or something, and there's a lot of talking behind your back, if you're connected, you will feel that. You will feel all
residual
that
energy.
going on.
Energy.
See, so maybe somebody's talking about you in not so nice way, you're going to feel it. Things like that. So sit down and really just feel your own aura and feel if you can kind of feel out where it's coming from, and you'll usually tell pretty quick.
Even you thinking about it and thinking in that way that something really bad's over you draws the energy and makes an energy that makes it even worse. So you've got to try to stay in a positive mindset.
Yeah, you got to flip the negative and make it a positive. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yin and yang and everything.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I agree with all you guys. Yeah. Like I said, I kind of make a list and see what is going on.
Yeah.
It might be something of your own doing as well. And of course, I always do divination before I always do any kind of spell work to make sure, even with prosperity, because I don't want to get money and have my mom die or something,
Sure. Yeah.
So I always do divination before that. So self-care, because a lot of people always talks about self-care, wellness and stuff. To me, it's very important. I'm sure it is to all you ladies too. What kind of self-care would you recommend for somebody that's starting out?
Eating and drinking healthier, having a healthier mindset, going and connecting with Mother Earth and Mother Nature, going out into the natural world. All of these are really good healing techniques, and being around positive energy and positive people really help as well. Just a little bit of exercise. I'm not saying go to the gym and start pumping iron and that, but just having a nice little walk or take your dog for a walk. Really good for you, and just being positive and eating good food, and that really does help with your diet and helps with how you feel. So
yeah, exactly.
I like to kind of make a ritual on Sunday mornings where I will go out on the patio, especially right now for Arizona. It's beautiful. We're in like the 70s and the low 80s, and so it's beautiful outside. But when we can go outside and it's not 115, I really love going out on Sundays, and that's my morning to sit and just reconnect with Mother Earth. And I'll put a fire on in my fire pit, and I'll just enjoy nature and just recenter myself so that I am prepared for the next week. And also the biggest thing is, and I mean, you all know this, Willow, you just basically touched on it in a nutshell, and that is surrounding yourself with like-minded people and positive people.
Yes.
You know, I've gone through some times recently where there's been some negative people around, and it just really, I feel,
it drains you.
It really just makes me anxious, and it makes me go off my path. It makes me not center. It makes me not think positively. It drags me down a rat hole in a sense, you know? So it really does make a difference to really just be around like-minded and positive people that really will uplift you and support you. And that's important.
And music.
I think I had a wolf in here.
Music. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Drew. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
I was going to say, sorry about my dog. You think I've got a wolf in here? She's just a Scottish collie. She just barks at everything. I do apologise.
That's okay. My dogs keep opening up my office door, so then you hear click, 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 click.
Yeah, I feel your pain, yeah. But I do it every day. Even when I'm washing my face and things, I make it a ritual. I'm really bad for it, I must admit. I do loads of little things, loads of little routines. It's just for positivity to come to me and negativity to leave. So even if I'm washing my face, I'll do things like that. So yeah, I'm pretty guilty for it. Everything to me is a ritual to feel good. And it can be as much as to stirring your tea in the right direction or a negative direction. Everything is a ritual if you want it to be a ritual to feel good.
Yeah.
Just remember the balance.
Yeah, my best thing is just walk away from drama.
Yes.
If I sense negativity, I'm the type of person who's like, okay, it's going to be negative. I'm gone. You know, I might give you a second chance. Maybe we'll see, you know, but yeah, drama is probably the worst, and we all should just walk away from it.
Exactly. I agree 100%.
Oh, yeah.
It's just not worth it.
Patty Douglas asked something else. She asked if there's any suggestions for alternatives to sage for those with asthma. That you've got like Palo Santo wood, sandalwood, just putting a little incense on, even just putting little herb bits out. You don't necessarily have to burn it either. Just put a herb out and put the energy in, and just put it on the altar or on your table. It will do the same thing. So you don't have to burn things. You can just put things out that represent that energy you'll need.
Tobacco is the most. Tobacco, guys, if you're a smoker, tobacco is one of the most things to read negative energy. So just blow it away.
Yeah, but if she's asthmatic, she probably isn't going to be a smoker.
So. Patty, you have some of that. You can put that out. You use that on investigations. Put them out like they were saying the tobacco. Try that in a little bowl.
We do it a lot. Because I have the shamanism side, me and Sister Drew as well. So that is something we've learned a lot about, is putting tobacco and things out as well. Is really good.
Coffee as well.
Coffee, yeah.
Isn't there correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but is it red sage that's less toxic or less for asthma people? The dragon's blood is a really good one.
There's different type. The white sage, I say, is one of the strongest sages. Even the shaman sages, which are the natural bundles, they're probably more healthier for you as well, because it's not actually something that's got chemicals or got anything in it. It is actually from the earth itself.
The actual plant,
even the actual plant, you know, as well. California sages, things like that, red sage, all of them are a lot more. I wouldn't say white sage is toxic, but it's very strong.
It's strong, yeah.
You know, red sage.
You're just sitting here right now. You can clear your energy. You can push it away for you. You can
just thinking about it.
When you're walking in home and you don't want to take it into your home, you dust yourself off. Make sure everything is dusted off.
Wipe yourself off. Throw a bit of salt over your shoulder. That's another thing. Throw salt over your shoulder. There's so many ways you can do it, even just manifesting that energy.
You don't have to buy things.
And seeing your white light that you have around you, like Drew, I think you mentioned it a few minutes ago about, your aura, keeping your aura fresh and keeping it bright. And that's your big protection. I always envision being enveloped in like a white bubble in a sense to protect myself. So
Yes.
that helps
Shielding.
considerably too.
Yeah.
Definitely. Mm-hmm.
Most definitely.
Yeah,
We're
Rachel.
going to go for a quick commercial break for about a minute and a half. And then we'll be right back with some more questions and just for some more chat too as well. So see you in a bit.
Today's Witch Magazine, brought to you by Covered Bridge Press, LLC. Imagine a world where every month you're greeted with a 50-page print magazine packed with high-quality graphics specifically tailored for the pagan community. Today's Witch Magazine is your gateway to a universe of insights, inspiration, and enlightenment. Whether you're a seasoned practitioner or just beginning your journey, this magazine supports all pagan traditions and levels of experience. Each issue is a treasure trove of interviews with luminaries like Oberon Zell, educational materials, and thought-provoking articles. Subscribers rave about the knowledge they gain and the vibrant community they join. But the magic doesn't stop there. Other publications include their Travel Guide for Pagans, featuring over 309 stores across the states, updated yearly to keep your spiritual travels seamless. And for those who love a mental challenge, their Pagan Puzzle Book offers 63 engaging puzzles and 13 coloring pages, perfect as an educational tool or just for fun. Today's Witch Magazine invites you to become part of this growing community. With affordable advertising options, you can share your event or business with a vibrant audience. Their commitment to ethical values and fact-checking ensures you're getting quality content every time. So, what are you waiting for? Visit todayswitch.net now to subscribe and explore advertising opportunities. Let Today's Witch Magazine be your monthly companion in the magical world of paganism.
And we're back. How about community? Now, I have done pagan events for about 27 years. I was very active in the community, and then I stepped away to kind of like moved and retired and now do the podcast. So has any of you ladies done any kind of community work amongst the pagan community or witch community?
I wouldn't say that I've been part of pagan communities. I'm more of a solitary and witch and an eclectic witch. So I do a lot of my stuff myself, but I do go to like events like when there's markets and stuff, and I do like to associate with people like me. But I wouldn't say that I've actually ever run one myself. I would like to, but I've never been somebody that's wanted to be part of a big coven. The only time I've really started to join one is being part of Sister Drew's one. We both decided we wanted to do something like that, and Sister Drew made one up because she'd wanted to do that. So I'm part of that, but I wouldn't say it's a coven where we go out or anything. We just have a lot of ladies in there and people, and we just associate and talk and give advice. But I have, I've been to a couple of like little witchy markets and little festival things, and I think that's really cool to communicate with people. But as I said, every witch is different. You've got witches that are in covens and they're amazing, and you've got witches that like to be more on their own, which is like me.
Yeah.
I've done more paranormal, like paracons, and I find those are great to go to. We were supposed to have one in Las Cruces that did get canceled, unfortunately, and I was going to be a guest speaker at that particular event, but I do enjoy going and supporting the paracons and supporting the vendors that are there, as well as supporting the guest speakers. I feel that it's just a great educational thing for me to learn more, as well as to pass on to other people as well. So
and like what we're doing now, we're doing thing. This is really cool as well.
Exactly, right.
What was the question again? I've kind of forgot the actual question.
Well, with community, have you done any community events, like lead one or go to one, or?
I've not led a community event, but as Sister Sherry said, I did open my own clan. It's called a clan, not a coven.
A clan, yeah, not a coven. Yeah.
It was because we were all meeting on YouTube on live streams, and we all had so much of a connection that I wanted to give us a platform off of YouTube to actually just talk to each other. So I opened up the clan group on Facebook and on WhatsApp, and I think we've got something like 13 members or something, and we all are real sisters, guys. Honestly, we're from every part of the world you can imagine, but we really do talk like sisters. It's an amazing little group.
I love that.
No, but I've been to Glastonbury and things with Kerry, which is my Welsh sister, and we're going to take Sister Sherry to Glastonbury because she's got to go there and put her feet on that soil. It is the most magical place in the UK.
Wow.
Yeah, apart from that, which is a huge pagan community, no, not really. But I would love to, guys. There's not anything like that around my area. You would have to go to like maybe Perth, up the top of Scotland, maybe even as far as Edinburgh and things to be part of things like that. I stay in a right little small Scottish village, so no. But I would love to, and I don't drive, or I would be at every event.
Yeah.
Well, with you know, it's nice to have a community to go to and stuff, but then again, it's not nice. Okay, yeah, I guess you can say it just really depends because I think my husband and I has been in it for like 27 years of being leaders in the community, and we've been blessed with a lot of people of knowing them and everything, but we also been envy of as well. We have had some cruel things said up too, because everybody wants to have an event to meet other witches and everything, and then but nobody wants to do it. And then when you have somebody who would do it, the community takes advantage of those people, and you keep doing it, and you keep doing it, and we're not really solitary because we do have sister covens, but we let our high priestess run those. We just kind of like on the council and stuff like that. We have our own little family coven with just our kids and grandkids. I like this life better than being in front of the spotlight. I do so much better.
Behind the scenes.
It just doesn't, it's not cut up like it should be, that people thinks it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Minnie Mark. Brad, what you going to say?
But I'm more solitary, like my sister Willow. For all we are sisters, and we have got that connection, and we do things together when I visit, and when she visits me, we'll probably do things together. But we are typically solitary witches. Even when we do meetups online to do, like we've done little rituals, we've went behind the scenes and we've done little rituals as a group. Even then, we all do different things. We done one time, Sister Sherry, Sister will confirm this. We did everything one day. We just got with instructions what we needed. Somebody needed something done, so we all went on to WhatsApp on video chat to do it. And it was so funny because everybody just went straight into doing their own little thing, and it just worked so perfect. It was unbelievable.
You don't have to speak when you've got a connection. You kind of just know it just goes with it. And we've always gone really well together. And you know, the reason I don't like going, I suffer from a lot of anxiety and stuff like that because of things I've gone through in the past. So for me, meeting loads of people is really, really hard for me to do. So that's why it's nice to have my sister's room and have this sort of place, because I get and the fact that I'm gifted, too much energy on me, I can't handle it. It's just like constant talk, and it's just like no. I like to have a silent and a peaceful life. I like, I'm not saying I won't help. I've helped a lot of people, but I just like doing that solitary or with my sisters that I know. So,
well, they're reliable and you can count on them, and that's the best part of it.
Yeah,
and the like-minded.
It was my situation that I'd said in the room, and they were all on it. And I've helped
Great.
Sister Drew as well when her mum wasn't well, and things like that as well. Me and Sister Drew got together and done something. It's just the trust.
Yeah.
It's just knowing each other, I feel. If you've got
Yeah.
somebody that you've connected to as a sister, you don't have to be in the same town. If you've got
Right.
that connection, you can jump online and do things together as well. The internet is a
energy.
great thing for that, yeah.
Yeah.
Very true. How about traditions? A lot of people also will come up and say, "Do I need to be in a tradition?" So, what
No.
are your thoughts about that?
No, I'm like I said, I'm solitary and I'm a natural witch. I believe in all aspects of magic. I have bits of pagan I believe in, bits of Wiccan, but it's not something that I've really gone and followed and been part of.
Right.
I'm a natural witch. I've learned all of my magic and my ways through my deities and my energies that I work with, being connected to nature, and that's what I like. I just like being me. I'm not somebody that likes to be guided by other people. I like to be guided by what I trust in, which is my deities, and that's what I do. So
Yeah.
you don't have to be.
Right. That's my thoughts too. I mean,
Yeah.
we do have a tradition, but that's because family tradition. That's it.
Yeah, that's
I'll be
oh
rolling.
So it's a little bit different, but we do go off into other parts too. Just because we like diversity.
like
You
the
know,
reading stuff.
yeah,
Like the
I,
reading that there's certain things in the craft that you do have to follow to
right,
be
Oh,
who
yeah.
you are, to read
yeah,
and things like that. Yes, but
Right.
yeah,
I've always been myself. Yeah.
But
yeah.
definitely start your own traditions. That would be a great thing to do, especially like Gypsy, who's got her own little family coven. That would be an amazing thing to do to start
Mhm.
off in your generation. Be
Hmm.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. We like doing I know sometimes I just like going out of the box and just say, hey, let's just do this. Let's try this, something new.
Yeah.
After you do your research, research is very
Mhm.
Yeah.
important in the
Yes.
craft. You don't want to, call the Norse gods along with the Celtic gods or something. You want
War.
No.
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 That could
So
be interesting, though.
Thunder
I don't
War.
want to try it. It might be chaotic, yeah. But
Yeah.
I would say, do your research. Always do your research before you try anything new.
It's very
Um,
important.
yes,
Yeah.
it's very, very important. Same thing as shadow work. If you do shadow work, everybody should. I am a big, firm believer of shadow work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nobody's life is perfect. We
That's
all
stuff
mess up
and
somewhere.
everything.
I think we all do that. Yeah.
Shadow. I
Yes.
don't want it to come back. To
We've
let you
had
know,
Yeah.
some
I've
interesting
been
talks
a
about
heroin
shadow work.
things, guys. I've been a heroin addict and an alcoholic and things, so I do not want my shadow to come back. So that is why
Mhm.
I've really researched my shadow self, and I've got a lot of things in my shadow self that I do as ritual every couple of weeks and things just to keep myself in a good mindset. So
Mhm.
shadow work is so important, especially if you've got a lot of trauma in your life. It's really important to keep in
Yes.
pocket
Mhm.
and remember it never stops. Shadow work is constant.
No,
Mhm.
that is true.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
is true. It's a everyday thing.
Right.
You
Yeah.
have to do. Sometimes more than once a day. If
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's some of those triggers out
Depends on
there.
the day. Yeah.
Triggers
Should
out
have.
there.
This lots of my people are
Remember,
people
you
in
work
it.
with your shadow as well. That part of you that you don't like so much that keeps popping up and gives you the doubt and things, work with it.
Mhm.
See where it's coming from. Understand why that keeps popping back in your head and try to drag you back down. And then you can find a common ground to know where it's going to pop its head up and
Mhm.
start to work with that energy. That's what I've learned myself to do. Or if it gets too intense, I'll take time out and I'll
I
just not do anything and things.
I find
Mhm.
a lot of people are really scared of the shadow work because they think it's something really negative, and it isn't. It's just looking at the shadow
No,
side of yourself, those things that you hide and you put behind you and you try not to acknowledge. Sometimes those things need to be acknowledged for you to be able to move forward. So it's really important to do
yeah,
that. Is it
It
easy?
is.
Not
Yeah.
always, but in the end, it's beneficial and it's something that is a must. Definitely.
Oh yeah.
definitely, guys. It's
It
so
keeps
important,
it
especially if
keeps you
you're going to get
grounded.
investigator as well. You do not want to be in the middle of a paranormal investigation. Me,
Right.
especially when I get
Yeah.
that really bad, I've got a real thing go really into bad depression. So that's the last thing I want to do is be in an investigation, be feeling really confident, talking to a spirit that's maybe I'm having to kind of talk round to not being so negative or something, and then mash up myself what overtakes me, then it's not a very nice thing to do. So you've got to try and control it. Find out when it's going to pop
Definitely.
up and things, you'll feel the signs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It's being back to grounded and being positive again. Absolutely.
Definitely.
yeah.
And surround yourself with people that's like you. Like I'm in my element right now being on the screen with 3 other witches. You've got no idea how it's exciting.
I love this. I'm so glad that Chrissy decided to do this. And I get to meet Drew, and I've already met Willow, and I love her to death. So I mean, I'm so
You as
excited.
well, sweetheart. You as well. So
Thank you.
yeah, and it's really good. And now we've gained another
Definitely.
sister. We've
Thank
gained
you.
another sister. So
I
it's
know,
amazing.
and I gained sisters too. I'm so excited. Love it. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
How about dreams? I mean, always tell everybody keep something next to your bed.
Yeah,
Because
a
when you
journal.
have a dream, put it down in your journal.
Mhm.
Okay, I do that. Medium red.
I do that too.
Do that. Anybody else do that?
Yeah,
I
dream
don't
journals.
really
I do.
dream.
I write stuff down.
Maybe that I've
Like,
had a dream in a while. Sorry,
sometimes,
sis.
sometimes there's things that I get more through dreams. So I'll put like certain herbs and stuff under my pillows as well to just bring that energy out, to help it to come out. And I always write my stuff down. I always say to everyone, and so the sister during that, it's really important to write down your experiences because you know, there may be messages that you don't understand now, but in a couple of months you might go back and you'll be like, hang on a minute, this happened now and I get it. That's what they would, you know, like journaling is
Journaling
really
is so important.
Oh yeah.
really, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Willow, what would you suggest to the audience
Journaling is so important.
herbs, stones, or anything? Oh my.
Wow.
Well, I've always like you always have people that they say that there's certain herbs and stuff that you use, but I always go with what feels right. I always like to use my rose petals, a little bit of sage to keep protected. I put like rose petals, sage. I'll put a bit of the rose oils and stuff like that in there just to bring that fragrance because it helps me to sleep, but it also helps me to open. So. But that if like people want to do that sort of thing, there's a lot of things that you can research and study about. Like I said, everybody's energy is different, and what I suggest to you may not be something that works for you. But and like I said, you don't always have to go by that. Go by what you feel. So I say like rose petals, sages, rose oil, lavender oil, lavender flowers, these sort of things. Put in an amethyst crystal because it's spiritually connecting. Putting that under your pillow. There's little dream and worry dolls. They're another thing you can put under the pillow.
Yeah.
Well, so there's many ways.
Oh, yes. Yes, very much so. What if somebody comes up to you and say, "What is spirituality to you?" Tell them.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Spirituality to me is being connected, being at one with yourself, being willing to open yourself to find your true energy and the true person that you are. It's being in awe and respecting and loving everything that's around you and realizing that everything around you is one and we're all connected. Spirituality is a way that keeps you protected, keeps you grounded, and it keeps you in the true self. That's what I see spirituality is. And it's something that allows you to be able to open and connect with other people and with other energy of other worlds. And it's a very important thing to have and a very special thing to have.
Yes.
I agree. I agree with you, Willow, on that too. And I was going to say too, it's also I also see it as a way to help me become a better person too, in a sense of like, and it's not the right word to use, but paying it forward because it's like you were talking about before, Chrissy. It's karma. Something could happen because of karma. I'm always trying to pay forward and be better and be kinder. And to me, that's part of the spirituality for me as well, is I am a pupil and I'm learning. And so therefore I need to have the capability to do that as well. So That's one of the things I would add to it because I believe exactly what you said. It was succinctly said.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm the same, guys. I think it's just about knowing yourself, knowing what you want in life as well, knowing that there is a higher purpose for us all, and really just try to seek that out is what your spirituality is. It's the path. Spirituality is a path. It's not a thing, if you like. It's always an event. It's something that you are investing yourself in as your spiritual path. So it's always ongoing. It's you. It's your everything that's about you. It's about your connection to Mother Earth. It's absolutely everything that's to do with yourself.
A lot of people get really confused with spirituality, and they think that it's about having abilities and opening. Like, it's not. It's about being in ability with yourself and being in ability with everything that is
Being
around
in
you. It can help you do that. You don't need to have abilities to connect to yourself spiritually. You really don't.
It's the interconnectedness.
Yes,
Yes.
it's the inside. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. I agree with all three of you ladies, and pay it forward, I believe that if you get a blessing from the gods, that you should pay that forward if you can.
Absolutely.
It doesn't have to be, a lot of money or anything. It could be just taking your neighbors to amusement park or something with, take one of those kids that they have. It could just buying a dinner for somebody at Sonic or McDonald's or something, just something, just something small. Yeah.
It's a lot of things. Like, even when I go out foraging and I pick stuff up and I put it away, like when Sister Drew come down, she had a bag full of stuff. Like, I've been given something to you, and I gave some back to Sister Drew. It's about connecting with other people, and you never be given to you never take and not give back. It's very important that you don't do that, because it will come back on you, and
even
that's
if
how
it's
you
just
show
a
your
thank
appreciation.
you. Yeah, even if it's just a mutual exchange of a thank you to somebody that's gave you something, that is better than even a gift sometimes. So remember,
money. You get money and things like that, then it's always like pay it 3 times, I believe. Like, so if I get a bit of money, I'll give, like, even if I say, like, I got 50, 60 quid, I'd go and give like a tenner of that to 3 people I know that are in need. It's just giving that back and showing the appreciation for the blessing.
Right.
It's very important.
Yeah, most definitely.
And teach other people how to do it as
it
well.
makes you feel good. Makes you feel really good inside too, as well.
Yeah.
Because you get a blessing for what you need, so why not just pay that for what somebody need at that time?
Right.
So
it makes me feel good anyway, because in this world and in this community and being there's so many negative people that think they're really bad people and that we're really evil. We're not at all.
Right. Yes.
And it just makes me feel good when I see people, especially if it's people that don't really know me and they see my stuff and they're like, oh my God, like, and then I'm like, I'm at a counter and somebody's not got enough. I'm like, oh, here you go. And they're shocked because they see what I'm wearing and they're like, oh, you're really nice. I said, what did you think I was like?
Yeah, exactly.
Out their consoles.
And I help a stranger. I've walked through the town and I've seen homeless people and I've stopped and I've gone in and bought them food, come out to them. I've gave them money. I'm really, really passionate that people don't deserve to suffer. And I don't like saying that. And I feel so much more stronger and happier in myself when I'm helping other people. I really do. Even just doing education like this online, I feel a blessing, because I'm able to give that wisdom and carry on that ancestral link that we all have, guys. That carry that on.
What we want to do, and that is to teach and be supportive to all of other humans.
And it's not a competition either. I mean, that's the one thing that I absolutely adore about you guys is that you're so accepting, and it's not a competition. And it's refreshing to have that, because there seems to be, at least in the paranormal world, seems to be so much competition going on. And we're like-minded people trying to achieve the same results. And it's mind-boggling, and it just, talk about anxiety, you just get inside your brain and can't get out of it.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
supposed to be support. It's a supportive network. It's supposed to support you and help you grow. And in the end, it's their gifts are going to help you. You're going to help them. They're going to help somebody else. I mean, it's just like you said. Well, everything is interconnected. So
Yeah.
it should be like-minded people working together to support and build everybody back up again
Right.
instead of dragging them down.
But sadly,
And
there's a
people
lot of
know
people. There's a
we're
lot of
not
people that
protecting
don't
your
do that. There is a
ancestors.
lot of people that are very selfish and like that,
Right.
and then they
Yes.
wonder why things are always going wrong in their life because
Right.
you're being selfish. You're not realizing the worth of you and others.
And spirit.
So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
I look at it.
And it
But it's
probably
also
comes to a place of doubt that they can't do what we do. And listen, guys, I wasn't born with gifts that I know of. I'm self-taught in everything, except for a couple of things that my sisters have taught me and my Uncle Danny, who is Danny White Wolf. I'm self-taught with everything. I've not got gifts to say, but I do now know how when I'm connecting. I do now feel the energies around me, and also know when there's things coming up as well. I've always had the ability to suss people out, if you know what I mean.
Mhm.
I've always
Yeah.
had to connect to people,
And you
but
do phenomenal at it, sis. You do
Yeah.
phenomenal at it. And it is very true what you're saying. You don't have to be
Everybody
gifted
can
to
do
be able
it.
to do what you're doing. It's about just being in one with yourself. And
Right.
everybody knows how to feel and to sense. Okay.
Right.
And that's all you need to use.
Right.
You don't need to be spiritual or gifted to do that.
Correct.
That's just the
Exactly.
truth.
well,
Oh,
it's about patience too, because
Yes. It
we
takes time.
teach our students about patience because
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys ever heard of eightfold law, or sometimes it's called the eightfold path, yeah, by the Druids, was set in by the Druids. But it's like if you are in a grocery store, you behind somebody that's slow or taking you there, the sweet time and everything. And a lot of people is like, oh, come on, hurry up, stop yourself.
Mhm.
Because put yourself in their shoes. Maybe they're having a bad day.
Right.
Maybe they got
Yeah.
some bad news.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just not feeling good.
Mhm.
I'm in a
So
shop and I see it all the time. I
yeah,
see
be
it all
nice.
the time. And I'll say to the customers behind them, and I'll say to the person in front of me that's taking their time, don't panic, take your time. You've got as much
Yeah.
right to be served as they have, so don't listen. Because most of the time they'll stand in the back and say, oh, come on, hurry up. And I'm like, keep your passion. You've got much right to be here.
Compassion and understanding is a
Yeah.
very powerful thing.
Mhm.
And
How about empathy?
you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. You don't know what people are facing. So always be nice. Just even walking
Right.
past someone and
Yes.
smiling at
Now
them
you
can
go
make somebody's
a long
day.
way.
You
Right.
don't know what
Yeah.
people are going through. So
Very,
Use
yeah,
your empathy.
very-
Use your empathy.
yeah.
yeah, it is. And or even just help them out. Like if they have a small kid or something, try to entertain the kid or something for them. Ask to hold the baby if they have a baby in their hands, or just be polite, because okay, we do have time. Everybody says, oh, we don't have time. You know
Mhm.
what, we have time, because it would take probably an extra 5 or 10 minutes just to be patient.
Mhm.
Yes.
When you go home, you're going to have 5 or 10 minutes. What are you going to do? Watch TV? That's probably a show that's not good for you.
Mhm.
You know, you're going to take a shower later, or it's just,
It's
time.
nothing that can't wait.
Yeah,
Yeah.
time is nothing really. We have a lot of time. It's
I,
how we have to do it. We have
Right.
to manage our time.
I
And
like doing
all
that,
of us
sis. So I
don't.
do understand what you're saying because it makes me feel so much better knowing that I've made somebody's day a little bit easier. I've done it
Yeah.
loads of times. I've seen mums, they're getting really stressed out because they're trying to stop the baby screaming and they're trying to do this. I'm like, oh, do you want me to just talk to your baby for a minute? Did you got really? I'm like, yeah, and they'll just sit there doing little funny faces at them, and stuff, and they're laughing and giggling, and she's getting on with it.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
Like,
I'm like,
no.
give me the baby. Give me it.
Yeah.
Be nice out there. Be kind.
Mhm.
Even the old ladies and the old gentlemen, when they're there and they're trying to get the stuff, I'm like, oh, if they're trying to get things out, I said, oh, look, step back, sweetheart, and let me
Yeah,
put
let
that
me
on.
get
And
it.
it really does help them. They're just like
Yeah.
standing there like, It's
It's so
compassion.
nice.
Very true.
You know?
We're all human at the end of the day. Well, we think we're all human at the end of the day, but most of us
Right.
are human, at least 90%. So just help your fellow man.
What kind of a personal experience that you can share that kind of makes you like a aha moment, like, oh, it's so nice or something, or the gods do love me, or something like
Well,
that.
can I just
Especially,
say this quickly first, because I'm just this is a phenomenal, and my sister Sherry's heard this story many times. But when I first started my practice, I became down, and I'm talking about maybe about a month or two into it, when I first knew that I had actually connected to the goddess. I came downstairs, and it was late at night, and I was making myself and my partner a cup of tea. So I had put the tea in, I put the cups down, put the sugar and things in it, and I reached back up to get another cup or something out the cabinet, and a lid from a baby cup or something fell into the cup. And I hadn't put the milk in yet. It was boiling hot tea. So when it pushed down and it splashed right up all over my arm. The minute that it hit my arm, it turned cold. On the floor where there was water, it was still hot. My slipper and everything where the water had went on was stone cold. I went up the stairs and I said to my partner, I told him what had happened, and I says, feel my arm, feel my jammy top on. I said, feel it, it's stone cold. Even my slipper where it was soaking with water was stone cold. The minute that it touched my skin, it went ice cold. And that's when I knew this was real path.
wow,
Yep.
wow.
I think that, to
Jumping
be
in.
honest, I think my moments, they haven't been like nice experiences, to be quite honest. Like,
Yeah.
I think my most main ones, I've got two. One of them was when I was in a very dark place and some very horrible things had happened to me, and I tried taking my life, and they stepped forward to make sure that didn't happen, and they done something that made me come around. That made me like, oh my god, like, you are really here. And the other one would be losing my mum 6 months ago. I was caring for her and going through so much stuff. And she, she was 59 years old. She was young. I was watching her deteriorate and just asking them to be there for me. They were there for me all through that. And I was breaking, but somehow I had that strength to keep going and stay positive. And I know that they helped me to get through that. So
Yeah.
they're
I think
phenomenal.
you need them.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think mine was like Sherry's, was a recent event. I was diagnosed with breast cancer June of 2024, and when you hear that C word, it just penetrates everywhere into your body, and you just think you're going to die. So I think my aha moment was hearing my spirit guides telling me that this is just a bump in the road and that this is going to go away and you're not going to die from it. And hearing that just made me feel so much better to progress through the process of the surgery, etc. And trusting them to help me get through the process, being with me during the whole time. I think that was really my aha moment, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've
I
got
know I
a
had
friend
a
Wales
lot.
is going through that right now, medium red. So my heart does take off to you, and I send you all the healing in the world and positive
Yeah.
vibes.
We do know about
Yeah.
that. We've got
Yeah.
something very
Thank you.
special. We will not say names, but we have a very special sister that's been going through things. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I had a lot of aha moments. I think one of the moments was our youngest one. For some reason, she was premature, but everything was calculating to be exact and stuff. But after she was born, she was rushed to the university because her lungs wasn't developed. And then a week after that, Chris lost his hand at a work accident. And it could have been a lot worse. He could have just lost his life. And that was like, oh, yes, somebody was watching over him because it could really, it was a tragedy, but it could be much worse than
Yeah.
that. But I think one of the coolest thing, and Chris and I was always, we didn't meet each other until I was 14, almost going on 15, and he was 17. I think he was 17, and I came home from a school trip, and we talked. Chris and I talked before this happened, and just a general talk, and then after that we left. Somebody hit us, and the car flipped, and he was the first one that came to our rescue. And
Mm.
he just sat there with me, taking glass out of my hair,
Wow.
trying to talk to me because I was in shock.
Yeah.
And when he came to the hospital and is like, make sure I was okay and everything. It was just that moment, like, you know, the gods was there to make like a soul contract with
Yeah.
us. So
Yeah.
With soul meeting again after all that time. I bet
yeah,
he's working connected to another life.
yeah, and it's just like, yes,
Yeah.
you set me up with a lot of blessings, but you even set me up with a good husband. So
Well, to be honest,
yeah,
they set you up with a blessing very recently. We won't go into detail, but something could have really bad could have happened to
yeah,
people in your family, and it didn't. And
Right.
they're always watching over you, sis.
yeah,
Always, all of
that's where
us.
I try not to forget about that, Rillo. But yeah, thank you for reminding me
That's why I
because I
didn't go in saying what it was. I
was,
just say something
I
happened.
was,
How it happened, and the fact that they're here still is just truly
yeah,
amazing.
yeah,
That's
You know,
because we know that most of us
yeah.
have got, we've not confirmed our mission yet, that our mission
Mhm.
is not over yet. We've got a purpose and it's not done.
But that's what loyalty and dedication does. When you're loyal and dedicated to them, when you do good
Mhm.
things, they will always look
mhm.
after you. They do. So
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
it's
I
an
oh yeah,
And
amazing.
it also speaks to the volumes of, I think it might have been Drew that mentioned it as well, but it just speaks volumes about that we're here to do a job too. We're here
Yes.
to give blessings back to people. So that's
yes,
clearly what happened with, Chris and Chrissy. That's their
Yeah.
their work is not
Definitely.
done yet.
Yeah.
No.
that's what everybody
None of
says.
it.
So, um, how
True
about
though.
the challenges? I know we all go through challenges, but was there a challenge that you went through that's like, oh, I'm just going to give up?
Hmm.
Yes. For me, yes. Like I said, I'd become suicidal. I was going through a domestic violent relationship, and
Mm.
I lost both of my children to social care, and it put me in a really dark place and a very struggling place, and I didn't value myself. I didn't value my life because of that. So that difficulty that I went through is what made me stronger, and it was because of them. They helped me to get through that. I was like, please, like, if there is anything that you can do to help me not feel like this anymore, like, please show me. And I remember that night just being in the bath, put my head under the water, I tried to drown myself,
Mm.
and I heard my son's voice call out to me. It wasn't my son, it was my elemental aura using my son's voice. And I flew up out the water, and she was stood there, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
she goes, your life is valued, and it's not your fault what you've gone through. You've
Yeah.
already suffered enough. And I
It
remember
didn't
just
define
sitting there
you.
and crying, but that
Mm-hmm.
crying released all that pain and that hurt. And I'm not saying it's been easy. They're still in care. My
Mm-hmm.
daughter was took out of my arms at 3 days old. They came in the hospital and took my daughter from my arms. So I've had to face a lot of stuff, but
Oh,
I'm stronger because I've had them. And I'm a prime light that you can get through the most darkest of times and still be the most loveliest of souls, and that
Mhm.
mhm.
is
Yeah.
true.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. That's like my biggest challenge was the cancer. I wanted to give up. I really did because I thought, well, this just means that I'm going to die young. I didn't.
Yeah.
You always think that happens to somebody else, not you.
Yeah.
It,
And I
it
become I
really,
also become paralyzed as well.
yes,
From I was
paralyzed by fear.
20. I was 27. I'd had my son removed from me and I got my illness. I have lumbar spondylosis. I could not walk. I lost all access of being able to walk. I had to learn to walk again. I was in a wheelchair. It took me about 6 years to get myself back up. But with that willpower, asking them, please give me that strength. They're telling me I'm not going to walk again. I done it. I done it. I'm not saying it's easy. I still have my moments and I have to be on my crutches and stuff, but I'm able to walk again, which I was told I would never do. And I
That's
put my
awesome.
trust in them because I was only young. I was having to be cared for by carers and stuff like that. And I didn't want that. I was 27 years old. I wanted my children. I wanted to be able to see my children. So,
Yeah.
you know, they've got me through a lot of really dark times. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I am.
Believe it.
I do believe, guys, that I've not had my moment yet where I really need them. I've had moments where I know that they're there and they've pulled me through it, but I do feel that my biggest challenge will come and it'll be losing my parents, especially my dad. And I know that's going to come in the next few years because I see them going downhill all the time. So I feel as if that's going to be my challenge in the next few years.
Oh, it will be, sis, because
Yeah.
I'm going through it now. It will be,
Yeah.
but they're
I just
remarkable
went
what they
through
do
it.
to help you.
Yeah.
They help
I
you
know
through
what
it.
they do
It's
for
so
me, yeah.
remarkable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot of challenges. Not really personal challenges because I just kind of like ignore what people says or anything, judge me or anything. I just let it go. I don't let it bother me or anything. I think some of the challenges I've had, besides the youngest one being in the hospital and Chris losing his hand and stuff. Um, some of the challenges has been with the community. I mean, I have had where my life was threatened. Somebody says they're going to shoot me, you know, at an event, and the police doesn't really take things really at heart. They're like, you know, but you guys are a bunch of witches, somebody's going to shoot you, okay, like big deal, you know, and it was a challenge for me to either, to go on with the event or not have it. And I know there was, I mean, our events always have about 500 to 1,000 people coming. So it's like, even though it's free event, a lot of people will travel a long distance just to go.
Yeah.
So I decided to have that event because my guides was telling me, this person was just shooting puff up his butt, and stuff. But, with my teachers and my friends, they all got together. I had, back then they called themselves Brotherhood of Steel, yeah, of Steel, which was swordsman. And then I had a motorcycle gang that part of them were witches. Yeah, motorcycle club. Excuse me, not gang. Gotta say it properly here. Yeah, but they were sitting there. Yeah, they were there watching me and everything. Nothing came about. Nothing at all came about out of
Scare
it. Um,
tactics.
Thank
yeah,
God.
yeah, because being a mother of
That's
four,
scary as well, though.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is scary. I remember
Yeah.
on YouTube, I was stalked really badly. I had somebody that was coming to my area and waiting for me to walk around my fields and stuff like that. Like somebody that was on here, and to turn up at my Robin Hood festival. The police had to come out and be in the festival area. So I do know what you
Yeah.
mean. It's scary. It is.
It is scary, but I think having a lot of faith
Yeah.
helps your whole personality as a person because I had a lot of faith. Like it's just like, okay, bring it on. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. You know. Um, of course, I took precaution though too, as well, because of my children. If I didn't have no kids or nothing, I wouldn't think nothing of it probably because I just have faith. But with my family, yeah, I had to go out to some friends to help out.
Thank you, Victor. That's very kind of you. There has been a lot of hardship, but you know what? It's made me a very strong person. And even though I've never wanted to experience these things, I'm glad that I have because it's made me the person I am. It's made me more loving to other people, and and love is important. And I
Compassion.
think I do amazing things now, despite what I've faced. So
Sorry,
Yeah.
guys, I can't see the comments.
I don't see it as a curse. He just says, "Greeting, ladies. Seems there are
Yeah.
some hardship. I am the
It
white
is.
water tiger, a healer and empath. I send Reiki hugs, imbued with the Christ light, and to clear these attachments. Let it be so."
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you, Victor.
Yeah, that's
And then
awesome. Thank you.
remember
I've
to
got
live in
those
love.
challenges every
Very
day as
much
well,
so.
guys. Yeah, I've got a big family. I stay in a small Scottish town, but it's not the best of families I'm in. I've got a lot of addicts in my family. I've got a lot of. I lost my
Yeah,
little
same.
nephew just at the end of last year in a tree swing
Mm-hmm.
accident. Jordan, he was only just coming up to his 10th birthday. And I had to go to see Sister Sherry and things just to kind of get over that. I went to Glastonbury and I went to Glastonbury and I went to Wales to kind of get over that because it was a really, really big thing in my family. It devastated a lot of us. So I'd say maybe that's been a huge challenge this year. But I know I've got my faith and I really do know that Jordan is with us. I see his little spirit all the time, just with a little glance of a light, and I know it's him instantly. So yeah, my faith keeps me strong and things like that.
It
Yeah.
I
does.
know
Yeah,
around me.
it
Yeah.
does.
Oh, definitely. Before we go, any last comments you want to say to the audience about how to get started, basics, anything you want to just give them advice about?
If you're going to come into the craft, first, it's really important to remember that the craft is not evil. The craft is something that is natural and sets you free and helps you through so many paths. Just be yourself, be open, and be willing to learn and to be taught. And just be at one with yourselves, guys. If you want something that's remarkable and something that's going to help you to understand yourself more and to be in more contact with yourself, then I'd say that this craft is for you. And just make sure that you do lots of research and studying and stuff and get to know about things before you actually dive into it.
Right.
And I would say trust your gut instinct and your intuition because that's going to be your biggest guide. Oftentimes, that intuition or gut instinct could be your spirit guides talking to you. You again, just like Drew said, you don't have to have the gifts to be able to do what we do. You just have to be able to, trust yourself, teach yourself, things like that, and rely on other people that have done the craft. That's what I do because I rely on you guys to teach me and talk to me and reinstill the intuition in me so that I'm able to continue on with what I do too. So it's leaning on other people as well to hear and get opinions and things like that. So
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Very
I
true.
just totally agree with everything that they've said, guys. And as I've said before, as I said in the last podcast I was on, just make sure that you've got the basics. If the basics means just having a stick as a wand and really just having things around your home as substitutes, start that way because everything is what you put into it. Everything is energy and the way you perceive it. So just keep doing that and you will be okay. And don't put pressure on yourself. Don't put pressure on yourself to have everything. Just take it naturally.
And
And
enjoy
go
it.
out in nature as much as you can because that's where you'll connect.
Enjoy it. That's the most important thing, to
Yeah.
enjoy it.
And
Enjoy it. Yeah.
don't make it hard. It's very, very simple. Don't make it hard.
Yes.
Don't spend a lot of money. Research, though. I will say research is probably one of the main things. And
Yeah.
my husband
What
has.
YouTube? That's what I did. A lot of YouTube.
Yeah, it's like
You
that's
can
the
just
same.
like
Make it natural. Just make it natural. It's a part of you,
Don't overthink it. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
just be
Overthink it.
natural.
It's a part
Let
of
it
you,
come to you as it comes to you. Don't force it.
right?
Just let it be
And
That's
natural.
don't
the
Like,
biggest
try to
thing.
ask
they all
them
said.
for help. Sit down and tell them that you want to connect, that you
Yes.
want to be part of it, and see what happens. It's all
Meditate.
natural.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Meditate. Meditation is something everybody should do at least once a day. It
Exactly.
doesn't have to be 2 hours or an hour.
Right.
It could be just 5 minutes.
Yeah. Even if it's just the 5 minutes, that helps.
It does help a lot.
Very welcome,
I don't
everybody.
do typical meditations. I daydream a lot, and I find that I can connect in an instant when I daydream now. And that is really what it means. It's really just connecting. You find your own way to connect. It'll come
I've got
to
a
you.
lot of meditation videos on my channel that I've
Yeah.
made. You
Yes,
don't have to
yours are great.
you don't have to
Yeah,
sit
good.
and do the whole thing,
She's got
guys.
the
You can do
voice
5
for
10
it.
minutes. You know, it's
Yeah.
guided and it helps you to be empowered, and it's really, really cool to do. Meditation is key. Definitely.
Right.
It is. It is. Speaking of the meditation in your groups too, Willow has a new group called the Magic Within. It's on Facebook group. It's not quite ready yet, but it should be about 2 weeks maybe.
Yeah, maybe a little bit sooner if we keep going the way we're going. I don't think it's going to take that. But there's going to be a group that you can come to if you're somebody that's wanting to come into shamanism, into witchcraft, or find your spirituality. If you're people that are needing to be educated, there is so much information and things on that that's going to be able to help you to connect more. So me and Mr. Mike, that is our it's our group, and there's going to be a lot of teachings and book clubs about ancient magics and stuff like that. There's going to be so much. So please make sure you join when we open.
I love it. That's awesome.
Then we have another group, which is my family group within the cauldron, which we do a lot of questions of the day to try to get others to participate in learning. We do have several chats on there. Willow has a chat on there. Drew is doing spell of the week. We have God and Goddesses.
Music,
herbs, crystals. Yeah. So
music.
a lot of stuff that you can learn just by searching the net and write everything down. So
Yeah, journal is so important. I can't emphasize that enough. Journal, do research on it and then write it down what you perceived it to be, and it helps a lot. It really does. You go back your notes, and it does help.
You're definitely going to need your pen and papers if you're going in within the magic within, or in the cauldron within the cauldron. Definitely going to need your notepads because there's a lot of information on both of these places.
Information in there.
But
I just want to say,
open a file on your computer and copy and paste it if you can.
That's what I do. That's what I do.
In our thing, there's actually PDF files and stuff. So if you click them, it actually it downloads it anyway. So
awesome.
Yeah, it downloads them to your own personal computer too, which is kind of nice because you have it saved already. You just gotta, and it's already named. We try to name everything on there, so just gotta download it. That's all you have to do. It's really easy. If you ever need some help, Willow, Mike, myself, we will all help anybody to make sure you get those important lessons that we have out there or information, because it's all good. It will all help you.
It's a lot of amazing people that can help, and it's all legit information. It's not stuff that's going to lead you the wrong way. This is education we've done here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's not fake. It's all
yeah.
But I would say as well, if it's something that you're toying with getting into, just go on there and have a nosy around. You may decide that you don't want to. Just go on and have a little nosy around and see how you feel.
Oh, and I also want to say that tomorrow we have another episode within the cauldron that Miss Drew is going to do live readings, correct?
Yes, I'm going to do. Yeah, every week it'll be some sort of divination. Most weeks it'll be tarot though, or oracle cards, but we'll do some sort of divination every week. So yeah, tomorrow night 11 p.m. UK time, I will give you some tarot or something. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's 11 p.m. UK time and 5 p.m. Central Standard Time.
You need any help, sis? I can help you, sis. You need anyone to write anything down? If you write the names of people down.
You need to come with me. Yes.
Yeah,
I don't like myself.
Yeah, so join us tomorrow. Bring your buddies with you. Let's have a reading and let's have some fun.
Yes. Love it.
I'm excited about it.
So, we've got that interview as well. We've got the graveyard thing as well, haven't we?
Yep, we got the cemeteries coming up on Friday at 7 Central Standard Time, which is 1 a.m. UK time. Then we have Chris has a YouTuber called White Raven. She has a lot of YouTube videos out there. She would be on 4 p.m. on Central Standard Time, which is 10:30, I think, on UK time.
Right.
He has a lot of videos on justice, protection, so all kinds of
What day is
spells
that?
and everything. Huh?
What day is that she's on?
That's Saturday. Oh, it's Saturday.
That's
Saturday.
Okay.
Saturday, okay.
Brilliant. Don't miss
Saturday.
these shows, guys. They're going to be awesome.
I was writing it down.
And then Thursday, within the Cauldron is going to have an author, Amy Blackthorne. I don't know if anybody heard of her or not, but she's a
Yeah.
great author. She does a lot of botanical magic, smoke magic, and protection
Wow.
magic too. Yeah. So I'm really excited to interview her Thursday.
Definitely tuning in for that.
That'll be cool. Yeah, I've never heard of that smoke magic before. Interesting.
Willow has every Monday at 5 p.m. UK time. Oh, no, 5 p.m.
No, 11.
Time, 11 p.m. UK time. She has Willow's Witchy Den. So very good information that she talks about. So I advise
and I'm always
everybody.
accompanied by my beautiful sister Drew down there as well. She's my co-host. So yes, you
I
will see
advise
both
Up the Scottish
everybody
police, guys. I'm sorry.
So, but I advise everybody to come to that one too as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have a lot. I think tomorrow night after Drew, we also have drumming with our spirit brother Mike. He's going to do a drumming an hour. So
I'm going to have my drum out.
Me too.
Oh, yeah.
And we're
oh, that's so cool.
And we're going to raise some energy. So
love it.
Pretty intense. But there's a lot of things that's coming between all the podcast team.
We're jam-packed, guys. There's information everywhere.
It's jam-packed. Yeah. We're going to have next Tuesday on the 4th, we have an organic gardening with off-grid living combined. And that would be pretty interesting with my coven sister Jen and our spirit brother Mark. He's going to be doing this too. And there's just so much out there.
It's so good for this time of year.
March, me and sister have got an amazing coven coming to speak to us. The coven of Gaia, isn't it?
Yes.
Yep. So they're going to be coming on for an interview.
Yeah,
nice.
so we have a lot going on, because we have, it's not just within the Cauldron. We have Willow's Witchy Den, we have Shaman Perry, and we have Troop Seekers.
Yeah.
And
then my Facebook.
Yep. So, we have a lot going on. We're all a team of podcasters that is trying to give you the best knowledge, enlighten your soul, and to make you like yourself, energize yourself.
Really needed nowadays. I feel it's really needed nowadays more than ever.
Yes. It does. It really does. So stay tuned. Subscribe to this channel, to Willow's Witchy Den. Like us, share us, and subscribe.
Absolutely.
Until next time, we see you tomorrow night. Well, tomorrow afternoon at 5 o'clock with Miss Drew.
I will see you guys.
Bye.
Thank you guys. Love you guys. Thank you so much.
Blessed be.